All right, guys. Joe's going to do some more Mike Tyson squats, and you're going to do the back thing. The back workout he's going to do, it's got some upper back, and it works your core too, where he's going to be holding the dumbbells when he gets to it, when he's down on the floor. So give all this a shot. We're repetitive here. This will be the second or third video where he's doing the Mike Tyson squats with the deck of playing cards, and uh, just dig in and try to do this. And if you're in boxing or MMA, this is going to help every aspect of your game out. So here we go. You ready? So you see what he's doing here. And sometimes he'll have his legs a little closer, feet a little closer together, and he'll squat more, go down further. But we are do it this way 80 to 90% of the time. It just seems to work his legs a lot better, and uh, it's working his back a little bit, although he's not moving his back very much. It helps you in bending at the waist in boxing, which some styles promote and do, and some styles do not. And it's important in boxing to realize there are many different ways and styles to do things, and good trainers will figure out uh, better ways for their fighters uh, to blend things in stylistically. So we do a lot of peekaboo work around here, Mike Tyson style boxing and training. And we don't do a lot of the boxing with it because we can't find no competition here in this shithole called Columbia. Yeah, you're Joe, a bunch of cowards, and they are beyond rock throwing or shooting somebody in the back of the head. They're not very manly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is the exercise that will burn you a new one. This is very difficult. Notice he's still got his feet up. He's still in a plank. Good job, Joe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And this is just, as you go from set to set, it just gets so much harder and so much harder. And if you don't believe us, just try it. So yeah, we've been, take you at least a minute here, son. We've, well, when this thing gets to 5 minutes, we'll start. So you got 30 left. Can't find no competition here for Joe. And the professional that trained Joe in the beginning, he came about 9 months ago, maybe 10 months ago, and spent a few days with Joe. And when Joe cut loose on him, Joe almost killed this guy. And this guy beat Joe up a minimum of once a week for a couple of months in the beginning. And this guy couldn't handle Joe for nothing within a year and 5 months. So, got to train and keep focused and do the best you can. All right, son. So I'm going to keep the camera up here, but you should know by the first set he's just putting the cards down. And sometimes he'll do this and he will put the cards down, then go back picking them up. But this gets old quick. And he's done 300 of these, just the squats, in sets, mind you, not 300 at a time, of these before. I don't know how many he'll have here. It'll be 52 times 4 if he does 4 sets. It'll come up to 200 and something. 208. 208. Yeah, Joe's dad has a problem doing basic addition and subtraction now. And you just got to be consistent in whatever stressing in life you're going through. You just got to keep going. And there's no reason why you can't do it. If you're a young fella, you're Joe's age, you're 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe you live at home, maybe you got parents that are fighting, maybe you got a lot of turmoil. I want to let you all know we got a lot of turmoil here in Columbia. There is the most dastardly crap, evil crap going on daily with people messing with us. They just literally hate us because we're North Americans. And if we can make it through, you can too. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Sorry, I forgot to put the camera down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this all will work your lower back, and you've got to have a tremendously strong lower back if you are going to be able to consistently stay in a proper peekaboo style in your defensive mode of boxing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And yeah, if we can go through what we're going through here in this literal hellhole, Trump was right. It is a shithole. And I don't want to down all of the people, but the problem is the ones that are decent aren't actually that decent because they will not stand up for the right thing. They may do right themselves, but they won't right a wrong. And they don't love their neighbors. And I hate it for you. That's the golden rule, love thy neighbor. So, well, Joe, yeah, they're no good. You're right. Yeah, they're nice, but they're no good. That's a good way to put that, son. So they, and the big thing of it is most of them don't know no better, and when they go into other countries, they don't change, and they don't assimilate, and the no good portion of them ends up spreading throughout the countries that they go to. And this is why I believe the good Lord separated different peoples. I think there's reasons why everyone is not just together in one world. And I don't just believe it, I know it, because that's what the Bible explains to us. And the Bible is true cover to cover. If you don't believe that the world was created in 6 days, you don't understand the fallacy of carbon dating and nuclear dating and how fallible that is. It's just you are lacking the understanding, not the creationist that does believe in the Word of God. And if you don't believe one portion of the Bible, you don't believe any of it, as Jesus said. Jesus told the Jews of his day that very fact. He said, you don't believe this portion of the Bible, you don't believe that portion, so you don't believe any of it. And people have major struggles with that, and that's Satan's way of getting to weakness in people that way. I've had grand miracles happen in my life, none of which have been very monetary, maybe all of which have been monetary, and I just don't understand it. But, my dad had dying when I was very young. I just, shortly after he passed, I asked God to bring him back. And as crazy as it may sound to any one of you, 40 years later, I was still waiting, but still believing in all the wreck of a mess I've done. And I got him back in my son. My son is a spitting image of my daddy. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you don't believe that 10 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you don't believe that dumbbell exercise won't work you, you think again. It'll tear you up, especially around as you continue doing sets of them. So most of you know I talk during these videos. I talk about a whole lot of different things, and it's been zeroing in on where we're living right now. And it's zeroing in Joe's life and my life right now, because we're just being discriminated against, harassed, ambushed, all sorts of things. We're having to assaulted with rocks. We're having to go outside with I got a chain with a bunch of padlocks on it to be able to swing. Joe's got knuckles, pepper spray. We got 2 pistols, and it's hit or miss whether we go with those, and we don't let nobody know when we got them and when we don't, because the police will harass us, because They do not wish that North Americans defend themselves, or UK people defend themselves against their privileged Indian people. And it's sad, but is that true, Joe?
That they like being able to hurt other people, and they expect that the other people can protect themselves against their people.
Yeah, Joe just said, I've got a microphone here. Joe doesn't have one, but if you didn't hear that, Joe just said that they expect to be able to hurt other people's, but they are not going to allow other peoples to defend themselves against their people, which are Colombians. And that is factual. And then there's other issues. What set was that? 2? 3? Okay, you want to take a break and do 2 more? Just take a little more than a minute here. Uh, communication is even crazy. And somebody will say something like, stick to the facts. You say, okay, the incident occurred on 44th Street. And then maybe you're interrupted by that time. We went out for lunch last Thursday. We went to McDonald's. Where did you go? And you're like, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. You know. So we got a famous thing that we do with people here. It's famous with me or Joe, but someone will be talking to us about something, and when they decide that they want us to know something, we'll be silent like humans, but they're like animals. You can't get a sentence out, and they're talking right as you're talking. But somebody could be saying, I like Chevrolet Camaros. I owned a 1969 Camaro. I love them. What do you think about Camaros? And we'll say, spaghetti. Just spaghetti. And we'll just go off way into La La Land. And then they act like they didn't care. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah. Can't even grasp it. So even communication. Joe was saying earlier about how that really got to him. And Joe was like telling me that I needed to thank the good Lord that my Spanish is real bad and most stuff I don't understand. He said, Dad, you don't want to hear these people and what they're saying. You just don't want to hear it. It's so frustrating. And it's amazing that they've pushed us so much that they've got this hate in us. So we got to get back to the U.S. and get around some decency. And although our homeland in the U.S. is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, that's right, Joe. It's 1,000 times better. Yeah, they have no idea how good they got it in the U.S. You're right about that. Yeah, Joe just said it's about like being Iraq. What was the only difference?
We don't have air support here. We're just alone.
Yeah, Joe said it's like being in Iraq, but the only difference is we don't have air support. So it helps us to vent a little on these videos, so please bear with us. We're hoping, I said yesterday I was sick of talking about this place, but something just occurs every day. We had an incident this morning. The boy that come and egged our door, him and his brother are just under the impression they were gone for about a month. They come back and we're supposed to act like they didn't tear up all of Joe's property, all of his boxing equipment, and throwing eggs at our door, and we're just supposed to let it go. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Very weird people.
They do something to a foreigner and we're supposed to let it go. They do something to some other Colombian and then, oh, it's a big problem. You can't let it go. Wow, it should be.
Oh, yeah. yeah, if it happens to a Colombian, you can't let that go. You can never let that go. It's what they tell each other. But if they do it to foreigners, we're supposed to let it go. We don't understand them. We don't understand how they are. And then you hear like things like, "This is no joke, folks. I shit you all not. Excuse my language. At a hotel in a small town about 2 hours from here, uh, a guy went in the hotel while everyone was sleeping. You got your count? While everyone was sleeping, and slit 11 people's throats and murdered them inside that hotel. So they were hotel guests. And somehow or another, the guy got in the rooms and sliced all their throats. The guy that did it got an original for 11 counts of first degree murder, got an original sentence of 11 years in prison. And in the end of it, he only served 3 years. And these people, they have no value to life itself, and they can't understand it. And until something happens to one of them or their family, that's their mentality. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there's going to be a lot of you from the UK or the US or Canada that's going to be saying, "Oh, it's that bad here." You better think again, because what we're saying, we can't even put a description on that you would even understand. You need to go outside in front of your house or in your backyard and kiss the ground that you're standing on and be thankful. If you're in the UK, Western Europe, Canada, or the US, or even Australia, that you are where you are. And you just have to trust us on that, because it's obvious you haven't experienced bad like you think bad really is, or you wouldn't have the mentality to sit there and go, "Oh, well, it's that bad here." Because I've had several of my friends in the U.S. are like, "Well, it's almost that bad here," and I'll tell them, "Hey, shut your mouth. Don't you're getting offendful to me because you're being a little flippant with our life experience here, and that's not no friendship there. That's pettiness, and it's ridiculous because you don't know what you're talking about." And I've had like 3 friends I've had to say things like that to, and I don't enjoy that. But as far as my friends go, I feel if somebody's really my friend, I feel comfortable to talk to them and tell them how I feel about things they're thinking or what they may tell me. And I have to love them enough that they can do the same with me as well and correct me if I start getting petty or ridiculous with something. I've heard more Americans bitch, moan, and gripe. "Oh my God. Oh, the economy's so bad. Oh, this is so bad." And they would be right. It is bad. It is. But it's nothing in comparison to what a lot of these third world countries like this country is. And that's why our good immigrants, people that immigrate to the U.S. or the U.K., there are portions of them that are waning at this moment, but there are those that when they get to our countries, they're very grateful and very appreciative and very thankful to the good Lord that they've been able and had the privilege to come to a good place that other people's forefathers died and fought for, that and theirs didn't, but yet they're allowed to go to and reap the rewards that we have off of the death and destruction that our family members back have experienced to get the US or the UK or Canada and Australia where it's at today. So, in all of our imperfectness as predominantly English people, I'll say, no matter your color, I say the same with African Americans too. They are just as American as I. A white, let me put it this way, let me make it sound the best it can. People with common sense will know what I mean, but I want to say it to where it don't sound. There's not a black African American that is generational in the U.S. That is not as American as a white man that's generational in the U.S. Two different paths, uh, two different experiences, uh, different in many ways, yet the common thread is Americans. So, and there are Spanish people in Texas, Nevada, Arizona, Oklahoma that have been generational as well, and they are just as American as a black man or a white man, you see. So this has nothing to do with race. It's got to do with shitty culture, and there's nothing racist about not liking culture that someone could slice 11 people's throats and murder them and get only 3 years in jail for it. No, I'm not going to like that culture, and I don't care if it is racist, then put me down in the racist book. What's that, son?
They put a killer in jail for 3 years, and then they tell me that if I touch one of their precious Colombians, because
Oh, yeah. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get you up here on this. I want you to say this. You just hit the nail on the head and are saying everything I've been trying to tell everybody about here. All right, go ahead and say that.
I'm saying it's crazy that they put a killer in jail for 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then they tell me that if I hurt one of their precious Colombians trying to defend myself, they'll put me in jail for 3 years.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and I'm a minor.
And he's a minor. That didn't even dawn on me. That did not even dawn on me. That's the same time that the cops threatened Joe with. They're saying his body's a lethal weapon, and if he dare hits any Colombian, he's going to get an automatic 3-year prison term, and won't be able to ever go back to the U.S. Although he was born in the same place that Michael Jordan was born in, but he will never be able to go back home. And see, this is the type of people we're dealing with. And so, yeah, hell yeah, we're very angry. And we need a lot of prayer going up for us. We need prayer that we get out of here as quick as we can, because we're just being consumed in much righteous anger to the evilness that is around us and the threats that are around us. And these people laugh at us as Americans in Great Britain. They're like, you stupid people, send your money here to us, and we just blow through it, and you people are stupid. And, and then we keep sending money. They're right about that. But no matter what you're going through, you still got to keep working. Even Rocky down here, he's working on that bone he's got in the corner there. Got to keep working and pushing forward, because if you don't, you will not get through the evil that you are experiencing right now. And I'll go back to what I started at the beginning here, and then I'm going to end this video here. Joel, keep working. But no matter what you are going through, keep pushing forward, because if we can keep pushing forward here with all this stuff we're going to, and what we're going through is the minute we walk out the door, we don't know what's going to happen. We got two 20-year-old little half-asses and some other guys. They just come up and start throwing rocks at us and run.
And we can't even sneak out because we got guards.
Yeah, and we can't even sneak out because Joe just said, because there are guards that we have to pay to employ here in the neighborhood that are telling them when we go out. So, and, the justice system and the policing here is like, and what's the problem with that? And I mean, there's just no logic going on here, no rhyme nor reason, no value of life, no love of neighbor, worship of a false god, and so on and so forth. And it's just ridiculous. So.
Somebody's trying to kill you, you should sit down at the table and tell them not.
Oh yeah. I'm going to let Joe tell you this too. I don't know if it showed up. What did they tell you to do?
Oh yeah, they tell you
at the district attorney's office.
if somebody's trying to kill you, they tell you should sit down on a chair with your guy and tell him, "Hey, can you please not kill me?"
Yeah,
Just negotiate with him.
yeah. They want you to have what they call a reunion, which is a meeting where you just tell the guy that's going to kill you why you don't want him to kill you, and they try to fix it that way.
And if you don't go to the meeting, then the case just gets dismissed.
Oh yeah, and then if you don't go to the meeting, death threats, assault, anything like that just gets dismissed. We just had one of the court cases here where one of the boys went up there and just ripped the gym apart. And we had to go 35 or 40 minutes to a bigger city, sit down for a reunion, and the boy shows up 55 minutes late. And I had to say, I was here. You've got to continue this case on to court. And I'm not going to sit down and try to strike a deal to fix this situation. And that's all they want to do. They don't want anything in a court. And the reason is, as soon as something gets in a court, it will be recorded and it will go down as a human rights violation if they do not do the right thing. Such as the event in Socorro where the guy killed 11 people in that hotel. And how do I know about that? Because I had just gotten to Socorro one evening, and when I woke up the next day, I got into town and was trying to look for a hotel, and they tried to point me to that same hotel, and a guy come walking down the street, and it happened to be somebody who turned into a great friend of mine, and he told me that, hey, come stay at my hotel, I own a hotel. So I was almost in that hotel. And that's how another thing God has done to bless me, because everybody was telling me to go to the hotel where everybody in the hotel, it was 11 people in the hotel, and they were all murdered that night. There were 2 workers there and 9 guests, and they were all murdered. So, At any rate, we've given you another story today, so you get story time while you watch Joe work. Again, he's going to continue on. We're almost at 35 minutes here, and this is going to break this video up, so I'm going to get off here quicker. We want to tell you we love you all very, very much. Stick to everything that you do. Commit yourself. Do the best you can. Work through all the hell that you go through in life, and eventually you'll get where you need to be. It might not be where you want to be, but you'll get to where you need to be. And we send our love to you, and we'll finish as we normally do. In all our imperfectness, Christ is our King up in here. Much love to you all.